If you reach 60 or past, who'll truly be there for you? If you're young, the answer may seem easy. Your family members and your most trusted friends, those you've been with for a long time. However, once you reach the age of 60, things begin changing. People get stressed, priorities change, and you discover that the family that you have always relied on may not be as trustworthy than you had considered. In this clip, we'll explore 6 fundamental pillars that will become more trustworthy than family when you grow older. It's not about pushing them away, but rather understanding what constitutes stability and ensuring that you're not exposed when you need help the most. Once you have a solid base based upon these 6 pillars, you'll gain security and self-confidence that'll keep you going through the tough times. Keep an eye on this page until the very close, since these 6 pillars will transform the way you view the importance of support. When you've mastered them by the end of the article, you'll never be unsure, lost, or unprepared. Let's begin. Pillar 1. Your financial stability. The most secure help you can ever get isn't someone else, it's your financial security. The money you earn may not bring satisfaction, but it will bring security, freedom, and security. The more you grow older, the more conscious you are that depending on your family to help you financially isn't the best idea. It's actually an opportunity. Children are independent, with their own costs as well as their own families to care for. Although they may cherish you to the core, however, they will not always be able to provide assistance when you need assistance the most. Take a look at Richard, the 72-year-old who believed that his kids were there to help him if he was ever in financial difficulty. He helped them get through their college years, provided them with money whenever they needed the funds, and was available when they needed help. When an unexpected medical problem wiped out the savings of his account, he turned to his children for assistance and was surprised to find out that they had to pay their own loans, bills, and issues with money. They didn't do it because they were uninterested, however, because the world is uncertain. This is why financial stability is among the most important pillars of stability that you can construct. There's no need to be rich, it's about having a plan. The key is having a plan for unexpected events, a stable source of income you are able to count on, and having a good grasp of how to handle your money to ensure that you don't have to rely on others for your financial needs. In your late 60s and past, it's the time to consider, do I have enough money saved up to pay for any unexpected costs? Do I have a secure retirement income? Did I limit financial risks that put me in danger? If no, then the right moment to act is right now. Make sure you budget well, be aware of unnecessary debt, and put your money into things which will provide long-term stability. As a matter of fact, at the end of the day, financial security is the only factor that is guaranteed to be for you, regardless of how life may throw you a curveball. Pillar 2, your health and fitness. One thing in life which no amount of affection, money, or the support of others will replace the health of your body. At the age of 60, your body can be the most trusted ally or the biggest hurdle. In reality, you have all the money security you want, and yet if your body falls down, freedom is gone. Even though your loved ones may be concerned for you, they won't do your exercise or eat healthy foods or slow the effects of aging on your behalf. The responsibility for your health lies entirely with your shoulders. A lot of people disregard their health and believe that when they reach the age of death, they will have someone to care for their needs. The reality is that regardless of how much your family members love them, they live their own life to lead. They might lack enough time, energy, or the capacity to act as the primary caregiver for you, and relying on other people to take care of your well-being may leave you feeling powerless. So, putting your health first right now is among the most crucial investment you can make in the future. Let's look at the tale of Carl, the 68-year-old who was always physically active throughout his life. However, he let his body go following retiring. He believed he'd have ample time to get into shape again, but prior to his knowledge that his energy level dropped, as did his mobility, and the simple things became more challenging. The children came to visit whenever they were able, but they were not able to stay with him all day long to assist him. Then he realized in order to keep his freedom, he'd need manage his health now, not tomorrow, and certainly not this year, but today. There is no need to be as an athlete, but small and regular efforts can make a huge changes. Get your body moving every day and eat food that fuels you, not harm by causing harm, and make sure you take your annual exam seriously. If you've ignored the warning signs, pain that doesn't go away out, difficulties walking or jogging, drops in energy levels, it's the time to put the issue aside. The future you will be grateful to you for every good decision that you make today. Since at the end of each day you'll find that your biggest source of support isn't your kids as well as your parents or siblings, nor the people you hang out with. It's actually the ability of you to remain fit, healthy, and competent. The more you focus on your health today more, you won't have to depend on others to support you in the future. If you're looking at this video and find this information valuable, leave a comment below and confirm that you're there. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, I suggest to sign up and then ring the sounder so that you don't miss any video. We'll now look at the third pillar, your circle of friends. One of the most common mistakes that people make when they grow older is to become isolated. It could be gradual as friends leave and loved ones die without warning, and before you realize that, your circle of friends has gotten smaller than you had ever thought possible. Problem is that when you don't have strong connections, the feeling of loneliness can creep in. In particular, in the years after age 60 can be dangerous. It's not only about feelings, it can affect the health of your body, your mental vigor, and your longevity. The family is always around for you, but be there to be a part of your family. But the reality is that your children live an entire life of their own. They are busy with families, careers, and obligations to keep engaged. They could be devoted to you, however, they shouldn't be the only person you can count on for companionship. One among the most crucial elements of your friendship is your social circle. These are the people who check up on you, are funny, which bring enthusiasm into your daily life. These connections do not come as a luxury, they're a requirement. Take a look at Margaret, who was 73 years old, who was always dependent upon her family to provide companionship. 2 sons were hers and both loved her deeply. However, as time progressed, they got engaged in work and taking care of their own kids. They would still call, but regular visits to each other and the weekend parties became more infrequent. Margaret was beginning to feel lonely and waited for calls which didn't arrive often. She decided to make a shift. She began reuniting with her familiar acquaintances as well as joining a local group and also pursuing new interests that exposed her to new acquaintances. In a flash, her life was full of conversations with friends, laughter shared as well, as a sense that she had a purpose. There was no need to rely for her family members for a sense of connection. She made that connection for herself. Community groups, friendships, as well as casual connections offer you something exceptional feeling of being part of. It doesn't matter if it's your neighbor that you have a chat with at a book group you join or the group you join that meets at your local gym. The presence of individuals in your life that aren't part of your own family can create the foundation for emotional stability. If you can build connections today, the greater help you'll receive throughout the years. Ask yourself, who are you surrounded by at the moment in your life which brings you joy? If your answer isn't obvious, you need to increase your network. Since at the end of the day, having a solid social network doesn't only mean getting along with friends, it's about people who can encourage you to keep you in the spotlight, remind you of how valuable you are, and help make each stage of your life better. Pillar 4, your feeling of the purpose. One of the least known sources of strength in the world isn't a person, it's your personal sense of direction. Many people over the age of 60 begin to notice a change. It is apparent that the roles which once provided the life meaning, being a parent working and a caretaker, start to disappear. As retirement approaches, kids are able to be independent and life is slowed down. If you don't have a clear sense direction, you can easily feel unimportant, insignificant, or lost. In reality, regardless of how much you love your family and supports you, they aren't able to provide you with any sense of purpose. It's something that you need to make on your own. The motivation to get up each morning, regardless of whether it's an interest, an idea, project, or an objective, keeps your brain sharp as well as your feeling steady and your day a success. This keeps you connected with your surroundings instead of simply watching. Imagine an individual similar to George, who is a retired 70-year-old engineer. After he retired from the workplace and retired, he was thrilled to relax. However, after some time, the feeling of being uneasy began to creep in as if something was not right. His days felt empty. The occasional visits were not enough and they were living their lives. This is when he decided to act. He began volunteering at the local school, instructing children on about building objects. In the end, he found an additional reason to wake up each day. It felt valued as well as useful and involved with his daily life. The reason for being isn't necessarily derived from work. It could be something that lets people feel happy, studying things that are new, guiding other people, gardening, painting, travel, or simply setting goals for yourself. Doing activities that give you pleasure as well as keep your brain and emotions engaged. If you felt like your best years are over, it's the right time to alter the way you think. The reason you're here isn't a thing which fades with age, but it develops. As you put more effort into discovering meaning in your day-to-day life, you'll be less likely to count on others to provide fulfillment. Since at the end of every day, the best help you'll ever get doesn't come from someone who holds your hand, but the fire within yourself that continues to push you to go forward. If you're watching this video and are finding the tips useful, leave a comment below and confirm that you're there. If you're not subscribed to our channel yet, I suggest to sign up and turn off the sounder so you don't miss any of the videos. Thanks for your support. It helps us keep making great content that informs and motivate you. We'll now move on to the fifth pillar, that is your emotional strength. The world is always making you test yourself, regardless of the age. When you reach 60, the challenges won't end, they simply alter. People lose friends, family members go through the ages, health concerns occur, and often you feel more lonely than you was before. In reality, regardless of the assistance you get from friends and family, the most trustworthy source of strength is always from your own inner strength. Your capacity to change, process emotion, and find peace even through difficult times helps you keep moving forward regardless of the fact that things don't turn out according to your expectations. Many people depend on their family members as an emotional security system, assuming that children, their siblings or extended relatives will always provide them with comfort. However, the truth is that every person has their own personal battles to face. There may not be enough time or motivation to provide the mental stability that you require. The reason why building resilience to emotional stress is vital. It helps you find the strength you need within yourself, rather than always seeking strength from other people. Let us look at the case of Helen, an elderly woman of 75 that lost her husband in the course of 40 years together. In the beginning, she relied upon her children to provide emotional help, but with time, she realized that while they were deeply concerned, however, they were also responsible for themselves, families to look after, and responsibilities to handle. They were not going to be able to help to make up for the loss that she was feeling inside. Instead of letting her grief consume her, she put all of her energy into building herself up emotionally. She enrolled in a support group, began journaling, and engaged in everyday gratefulness. In time, she realized an important fact. She didn't have to rely on anyone else to heal her. She was sad, but was able to overcome it by herself. Resilience to emotional stress doesn't mean smothering feelings or claiming to be tough all the times. It's about recognizing pain and processing the issue in a way that is healthy, as well as developing mechanisms for dealing with it, which allow you to manage the ups and downs of life without fear. There are outlets available for writing or meditating, therapy, or just self-reflection to enable you to feel at peace with you instead of having to rely upon others to give the peace you need. In whatever circumstance life throws at you, the capacity to be strong in your own strength will provide you with the best sources of strength. If you can develop mental resilience more, you'll be less likely to depend on other people for your well-being, since at the end of the day, the one that will be there for you in every struggle and triumph is you. Sixth pillar, your capability to adjust. If there's a truth regarding life after age 60, it's that there is no way to stay the identical. Changes in people, situations change, as well as the things that you used to trust might not remain as trustworthy as they were in the past. One of the keys to success at this point in life is not to hold on to the past, but rather the ability to change. The people who have the greatest difficulty when they age are usually those who remain averse to changes and who hold too strongly to the past rather than embracing the new. The ones who can adapt, remain open to change, and open up to the new opportunities, find happiness whatever life throws at them. Most people think that once they've reached an age that they've settled into their way of life. However, that way of thinking is hazardous. This can prevent people from pursuing new possibilities and meeting new people and learning about things that will enhance your life. Being flexible doesn't mean only being able to accept change, it's also seeking out ways to adapt and grow. Imagine someone like Frank, who was 78 years old, who relied for his entire life on his friends' in-person connections to stay connected. After his close friends left or died, Frank initially felt lost. He considered, "I suppose this is what happens once you're older." Instead of accepting the loneliness of his age and isolation, he decided to change. He learned to make video chats, to remain in contact with family members who live far away, and joined an online discussion forum on history, and also made a few new acquaintances in the process. Instead of letting the change sabotage him, he let his self to evolve with it. People who are successful beyond 60 don't always the ones who have the greatest available resources or with the most robust network of support. They're the ones who don't want to stay with their routines and who are always curious and are able to change their ways, whatever life throws their way. If doors close and they are forced to find a new one, if the relationship has changed, they find different methods to communicate. If they find that something isn't functioning, they're ready to experiment with something new. The ability to change is one of the strongest strengths you'll be able to attain. This allows you to face life with optimism, resilience, and confidence. Accept change rather than dreading it. You're less likely to feel that you're losing something. More likely, you'll discover that each phase of your life brings something new to discover. If you're finding this information useful, write 6 remarks below to let me know that you're following. The support you provide helps me keep producing content that's important to you. If you're not subscribed already, I would suggest that you sign up and ring the bell to ensure that you don't miss any of the videos. We rely on your help to continue producing quality content that will inform and motivate you. The final thoughts. Getting to 60 or more is a phase of life which brings experience and wisdom as well as challenges, although family members will always have a place of honor within your heart. The truth is that the most trustworthy support you'll find isn't in the company of others. It's in the foundation that you construct to yourself. The stability of your finances ensures you'll never depend upon anyone else for help getting to. Your physical health is the determining factor in how long you'll be able to enjoy your independence and freedom. The people you surround yourself with ensures that you are connected, active, and emotionally satisfied. Your passion for life can give your life purpose and guidance. It doesn't matter how old, your emotional strength protects your body against the inevitable challenges of life. Your ability to change helps you thrive in the event that things don't go exactly as you had hoped. If you've got these 6 pillars set, then you'll never feel entirely in a bind. It is not necessary to seek help from others and feel lost in trying moments or wait for another person to come in and help your life. True stability doesn't result by wishing that others will support you. Instead, it's based on the knowledge that you're prepared to remain strong no matter the challenges life throws your way. Thanks for coming with us today. We'd like to get to know you. Comment below and discuss one thing that you've discovered today and the way you intend to apply the information in your own life. Your ideas are very important to us, so don't be afraid to post your thoughts. Your feedback gives us an immense amount of motivation and inspiration. If you've enjoyed the video and you found it useful, then please share, like, and subscribe, and then spread the word. Thanks for your help in producing quality content that will inform and motivate you. Thank you for your time. We look at seeing you on the next one.